This little box right here has some very important parts inside for the 2J swap. Hey guys, what's going on? Brian back with Block Garage. We're working on the 280Z today, and we are getting pretty close with the 2J swap. Last episode, we got the intake manifold fully in. We also got the exhaust manifold fully in, the turbo fully mounted. Had to modify that down there to get the wastegate in. We are moving right along. And today, we have something really important that we're going to install on the car. And it's in this little box right here. So if you can see, that says Wiring Specialties. Kind of hard to read right now, because I've already opened this thing up. But let's open it up, take a look inside, and I'll go over with you guys what we got. All right, let's crack this box open. So I've already looked through here because I had to grab some stuff out of here. But we have some paperwork here. It's got my packing slip, which has all the options for the harness, because there's many different ways you can have the harness built, different connectors and stuff like that. Depends on your ECU, all that stuff. We got some stickers. We will definitely be throwing those on the toolbox. We got a pinout for the connectors, the ECU connector, it looks like. Let's see, what else we got in here? So we got the harness. Now, this took quite a while for them to build it. So if you guys get a harness from Wiring Specialties, do not be in a rush. It takes them quite a while. They have quite the backlog. But everything looks very high quality. We'll go over exactly what we see on this in a little bit. I think this is a little adapter power harness, I think for fans and stuff, if I remember right. It's been quite a while since I ordered this stuff. What else we got in here? We got a little boot for the firewall. This is a, this must be a temp sensor. I forget exactly what I ordered. Like I said, it's been a while. Sensor of some kind in there. What do we got here? Wideband O2 sensor. 7-bar pressure sensor. Not sure what I bought that for now at this point. Boost control solenoid. We need that. This is, must go with the harness. It looks like an OBD2 port. I'm not sure exactly what that is just yet. Maybe it's for data logging. Well, we got another one there. We'll find out eventually. What else we got in here? Now this is an important thing. So this is the ECU I went with. It's an ECU Master EMU Black. We are not running the stock Toyota ECU at all. I want full tunability. So doing this right to begin with. I had the harness built for this specifically. And from everything I've seen, this should give us exactly what we need in a good budget standalone ECU. Now, it's not cheap. It's still pretty expensive. However, it's cheaper than an equivalent Haltech or Holley. And it's quite popular in the 2J world. So that's what I went with. It's got everything we need for options and everything like that to safely run the 2J, make plenty of power, and have all the cool options, two-step and all that stuff. So we will be putting this in at some point. I don't know if it's going to go in today, but we'll probably get to it at some point. It's got extra connectors and stuff in here. And I got all this stuff right directly from Wiring Specialties. They are a dealer for ECU Master. So all of this stuff came together. I also got, in the last video, the injectors, the Injector Dynamic 1050 injectors. Those also came in this box from Wiring Specialties. So just to go over the harness with you real quick. I mean, everything looks really high quality. It's all labeled. This is a fuse box, I think. I can't remember. We'll open that up at some point. It's got all the proper connections. This would be for our ECU right here. Labeled fan controller. Should be fairly easy to get this all connected, and it's all the right connectors for what we have on the car. I got it built to the injectors that we're using. You know, it's got this nice wrap on everything. We shouldn't have to worry about all that stuff, you know, chafing and stuff like that. The connectors look good. You know, it all matches where it needs to, the stock Toyota connectors. Flex fuel sensor. What else we got on here? Wideband O2, a ground. Flex fuel, I already said that. Fuel pressure. So they label everything, it looks like. Speed, must be speedo. Reverse. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff on here. So it should be fairly easy to lay this on the engine because it's already made to just connect to everything. And we need to get this in place because we got a couple things that we need to mount. Like I showed you in the last video, that idle air control valve, I need to make sure it's within range of where the harness will reach. So this is the stock Toyota harness, and it is pretty crusty. If you remember from way back, which would have been what, last spring, we put the 2JZ in for the first time, got it actually mounted in there, and then decided, yeah, we're not doing that. That's when I decided, instead of waiting to turbo it later, we're just going to do everything now and not mess around with the stock ECU, stock harness, try to get that thing running, and we're just going to jump right over to the standalone. So part of that is because this harness is nasty. You can see we got, these are injector clips right here. The wire's all hard and the insulation's all gone on some of it. A lot of the connectors are broken. I mean, this thing is, it's a 2003, so we're 22 years old at this point. You know, that connector's broken. It's nasty. It didn't look good in the engine bay either because like the main harness comes off over here somewhere. You'd have to mount the ECU over there somewhere. It was not going to be good. So that's why, part of why, not the only reason, but that condition of that stock harness was part of why we decided to not mess with it and just jump over to the standalone now. Well, let's see if we can't take this thing and start installing it on the car. Should be just plug and play. Should be fairly simple, but you know, generally when you think that stuff, it ends up not being. So I don't know. Well, let's just try it. Well, we can't forget to install our stickers on the toolbox as usual. All right, so our harness is going to go on here somewhere like this, and ECU is going to go on the interior. Now on the 280Z, the stock ECU is mounted on the kick panel on the passenger side. I think that's where I want to mount it, the new one, because we got plenty of harness to get back there. But I'm just looking. It would be nice to have, since the harness mostly goes over here and around this way, it would be nice to have it go through that side of the firewall, just to hide it a little bit, and then I could cross it over on the back of the firewall there. Although, looking, it's not going to be that easy because all that HVAC stuff is right in the way, but it's probably possible. Now on this side, if we go through here, when I repaired the firewall here, there used to be a hole for the stock harness to go through, and I didn't know if I was going to need it or not, so I didn't remake the hole when I redid the firewall. So we will have to drill a hole there if that's where we're going, which would be fairly easy. The only thing is, with the exhaust going right here, if we get this down somewhere down there, but don't forget our brake line's got to go across there too. I mean, that's awful close to the exhaust. If we put it up here like this, well, that's kind of ugly, isn't it? It's not the best looking for sure. I'd kind of like to go through the driver's side. Well, let me do some thinking, because we don't need to put this through. You know, we don't need to feed the harness out through the firewall. We can throw these connectors through the grommet and the hole in the firewall, so I can figure that out later. Let's worry about getting the harness itself hooked up on the engine, and then we'll see what we want to do with this. So right here, well, that's my wideband. We don't have to worry about that. That's going to have to go over there somewhere. This right here is my coil sub harness. So I'm going to be running GM coils, so we can't hook them up right now, but that's where the sub harness is obviously going to go, is right down the middle where the coils are. So then we got everything on this side. Let's find the injectors. Here's number 5. We might have to move stuff around after we plug it in, but we can just start plugging stuff in and see how it goes. So I'm thinking this is meant to be routed underneath the intake manifold by the looks. This part of the harness here actually runs down to the transmission. So when you pick out your harness, you need to let them know what you're using for a transmission. Since we're using a CD09, that's what they built my harness for. So we'll just tuck that down underneath the car somewhere for now. Okay guys, I did some messing around. We got this thing basically laid out how it's going to be. So the harness is actually really simple to mount up and get routed around the engine. It basically runs around the back. That's where the ECU connectors are going to go over there. Everything runs underneath on this side, underneath the intake manifold. If you have the stock manifold, I believe you kind of have to go between the two halves. But right here, everything can just go underneath the manifold, connect to the starter down there, connect to your NOx sensors, your oil pressure sensor down there. And I did end up swapping to that sensor that I picked up from ECU Master, apparently, right there. The package I was talking about, where I was thinking this was the fuel pressure sensor. I wasn't planning on running a fuel pressure sensor. The whole point was to run this as a oil pressure sensor because the stock oil pressure sensor is basically an on-off switch. So at least that's what I was told. So I got that down there. That's all plugged in. It goes obviously up here to the TPS. We're going to hook up our intake air temp sensor once we put it in the intercooler pipe right here. We got the AEM sensor over here. This will go in. And it runs up underneath the little cam cover right here, just like the stock harness does, over to the only thing on this side is the alternator and the crank signal, and then we also have the wire for the boost solenoid, because that I'm going to mount somewhere over here. That is also in this box somewhere. I don't know. It's in a box down there somewhere. So the only thing that, and we don't have the coils hooked up like we mentioned before, because I haven't picked those up yet. What's this connector for? Oh, wideband O2. So that's going to go over here somewhere anyway. The only thing I haven't decided is on placement of this harness. I think it would look a lot cleaner to go through that side, and like I mentioned before, underneath all the HVAC stuff to mount to our ECU over here, which I stuck on over here. That's where we're going to mount it, or at least that's the plan right now. Things can change, but I don't know if I can get it over there because I need a bigger hole. I apologize, guys, if I mentioned this before. It's been a couple days since I worked on it. So to get it over there, or to get through the firewall, I need a 2-inch hole. The stock body harness goes through here, which doesn't really matter because I can run mine wherever I want. But it's not a big enough hole. I'd have to enlarge it. But then you got the hole right there for the hood release, so I don't know as I really could. The other option is I could go right here. These are holes in the firewall for AC. However, this car didn't come with AC, so this was just blocked off. But in the future, I want to run AC. This is down the road, but I want to do AC. So I don't want to just take up this space right here to put my harness through, because then it's just going to cause issues in the future. But the other issue is over here. One, it doesn't look very good because it's going to be, it's going to be in here. I could probably get it underneath there somewhere down here, and we'd have to make a hole right here, like we mentioned, because I deleted that when we repaired the firewall. But it won't look very good, and I don't know how close it's going to be to the exhaust. So I think we're going to hold off on figuring out exactly where to go with that until I build the downpipe. So once I get the downpipe in, I can see exactly how close everything is, see how much room I've actually got right here for that harness, because I don't want it close, I don't need it melting or anything like that. So the other option, now that I'm looking, is I got a bunch of room underneath here above the bell housing. I could make a hole there if there's room inside. Maybe, yeah, there's probably room there. I might be able to do that. That's an option. I'd have to take that stuff back out. Obviously, this back out, but that's pretty easy to do. I don't know. And then obviously we got to figure out what we're doing with this. I have no idea yet because we can't do anything with this. This connects to that end of the harness by the ECU, and it's probably going to have to be mounted in the car here somewhere because part of that is running the fuel pump, and that's the main purpose of this. It's also got some other stuff in it too. And then we got a bunch of stuff here that's going to need to connect to, gauges. What do we got? Yeah, ignition, stuff like that. Also going to have to run some battery cables. We're going to have to figure out where the battery's going. Bunch of stuff to do. And stuff that I can't do right now until we get more stuff in place. So that's about going to do it. This one here, fan controller. So we don't have a fan in place yet. So we'll figure it out though. So I guess that's about it for this video. We need to get some other stuff done so that we can finish this up. But I mean, everything's looking real good. I like having the harness down under there. It's just kind of set. I don't know how much you guys can see underneath there. Nothing's held up right now. And I don't want to just wire tie it kind of to itself, so it's just kind of hanging there. So I bought I ordered some of those cable clamps. They're metal, rubber coated with that you can circle around it and bolt together, and I'll bolt it right to the side of the block. That's the plan right now. And I didn't mention it, but there's a handful of grounds. And also, if you go or just Google or go to Wiring Specialties website, they have guides for all of the common applications. So there isn't one necessarily for a Datsun, but there's a 2JZ one, or actually there's a few 2JZs because it depends if you got GTE or VVTi or whatever. So anyways, I don't know how this video is going to turn out. Let me know what you think, but I really like having this stuff in there. We got a wiring harness in there. It's not hooked up all the way, but 2 years ago it didn't look like this. So anyways, hope you guys kind of enjoyed some of this stuff, and hopefully you guys come back to the next one. Next one is going to be fabricating that downpipe. That is the plan. So hopefully I see you guys for that one.